Though we've been trying to do this every day at 8 o'clock when the Seahawks players aren't available at that time. Then we've been moving it, but we are on to today in our most intriguing Seahawks countdown list.
Number 18.
Number 18, Brock. Number 54, really.
What?
Back wearing the number that he should be. Bobby Wagner, number 18.
Number 18?
Most intriguing Seahawk. Yeah, do you think he should be
low.
higher than that?
Yeah, I feel low.
Well, here's the thing.
Captain coming back.
This isn't best Seahawks. This isn't most important Seahawks.
I understand.
This is intriguing. I think we kind of know who Bobby Wagner is, or at the very least what he was. He was once the ultimate staple of consistency for these Seahawks. The most consistent player, the most consistent personality. He was all of those things amidst a whole lot of craziness going on around him. He and KJ, really, the consistency and the glue in the middle that allowed a lot of the kind of wildness around them to succeed. The question is, what kind of player is he now? Before he left, he was still solid, but had maybe not made as many of the splash plays as he had used to. Will that change with an improved offensive or defensive line? Will that improve with a defense that hopefully is going to free him up to be the player that he always was? Or is it age starting to catch up with him? I don't know the answer to that yet, and that's why he is still intriguing to me. He's going to be doing a lot of communicating. In fact, he was even calling some plays. Clint Hurt mentioned that yesterday.
He's been doing that so far. He's got the green dot on, and all the communication and whatnot's been going great. It's big because you have a calming influence, and it's not Jordan did that last year. Obviously, Cody had experience with that last year, and they did great for what they had to do. But it's different. You're talking about a Hall of Fame player, and obviously he has a calming influence and voice. So when he says something in the huddle, everything comes down. So it's been great having him.
Yeah, he is a guy that, if nothing else, knows what's going on a football field. Knows what's going to happen sometimes before it happens. And Brock, you mentioned this yesterday. I'm going to come back to it. Every defensive player we've asked about the problems they've had stopping the run over the last year all came back to the same thing. Boye Mafe said it yesterday.
For us, it's really just like getting on the same page and, honestly having that communication with the defense and making sure that everyone's on the same page. As long as we control our gaps, do our assignments, everything will take care of itself. And it's really just about just making sure that there's no miscommunication, making sure that everyone has, we have a sound defense and having that level of communication, level of trust with each other. And that way that if you do your job, then the guy next to you will do his job. So as we get those things underway, I feel as if we'll be ready for this, stopping the run this year.
I don't know whether Bobby Wagner can continue to make splash plays at the level he did when he was younger. I think that gets harder the older you get. But the one thing I believe in my heart that he can absolutely help with right now today, even if he can't play anymore, is the communication necessary for this team to understand where everyone is supposed to be on the field so that they don't have the same problems with their run fits.
Yeah, communication or accountability. That to me, because you could talk it, right? And Jordan Brooks could call the defenses. He could communicate the defenses. But can you hold everyone around you accountable to the attention to detail that it takes in this league to be great defensively? You don't have the biggest war daddies in the league. You don't. They're still down in San Francisco. Got a few more of them in Armstead, and Hargrave having a great camp. And Bosa. So you don't have that thump in your lineup. So your attention to every last detail has got to be spot on. As you're talking about Bobby and listening to those guys, you know what he reminds me of at this stage of his career? Positionally, like a sage old catcher. Right? Think of those sage old catchers as they get a little bit of age on them. Right? Their knees don't work the way they did the first couple years. And Bobby, by the way, remarkably healthy.
Yeah.
This is not like an indictment on his legs. You watched him run stride for stride with DJ Dallas. So this is not, this is not like he's had all these creaky injuries and he's arthritic and he's old. No. I'm talking about like that sage old catcher that can tell any pitcher on that mound what we're doing here, that has a feel for the game, right? That could read that hitter and read those swings of a hitter in ways that a young catcher can't. Doesn't have the time on task. Bobby does. Bobby got 10 years of time on task playing that position right in the middle like a catcher. So, hey, man, I can see that offensive lineman's stance. I can read these tells. Right? I know when my guys are out of assignment and out of alignment. And then, most importantly, I can hold them accountable. Ken Norton held him and KJ accountable. Right? That's part of the reason when you said they're calm within the storm, because who was barking at them? Who was leading their room? Old Mr. Taped Up Fingers himself, Ken Norton, crazy man, right? So now Bobby's, I think, going to be charged to do a lot of that. Daryl, Derek,
Does he tape up his fingers just before a game as a defensive coordinator?
Oh, he would.
So
crazy like that.
So tell me what you think is more interesting.
You didn't like that compa catcher. I could see it. Sometimes you like my stuff.
It's all right.
Nah, it didn't really hit.
It's all right.
Yeah, you didn't love it.
I mean, it's okay. I think you've done better.
I think Salk kind of sees himself as like the king of comps.
No. You know who we're talking to at 8:30? That's the king of comps.
Oh, for sure. Yes, he is.
That is the metaphor king in radio, Colin Cowherd. Nobody does metaphors like Colin Cowherd. And here, like, G's great at it. I mean, they all involve relationships, so, they're easily accessible to most people. No, I don't think I'm a big... I wouldn't list that as a strength.
I think when you're trying to find a voice match or a, like, look-alike match for someone.
Oh, yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah.
No, Brock's good at that, too, though.
You think Bobby's going to be good this year? You think he's going to make splash plays? I think the key to Bobby Wagner this year, and another key to communicating and accountability, is him not playing every snap of every game.
Yeah. Let me give you a. It sounds like I'm going to be sort of avoiding answering this question, and I'm really not trying to do that. I think Bobby will be good this year, but I don't know whether he will make those splash plays, and I don't know if it's really his fault. I'm still so down on the defensive line in front of him, and I know he said yesterday that they had a great practice, and maybe they're going to be better than I think. I hope so.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
They got to prove it to you big time.
They're going to have to prove to me that this defensive line, which looks undersized and not particularly impressive.
Man, they look good in these one-on-ones.
I know,
they
quick.
look good.
They do look pretty quick. And
so much quicker.
Dre Jones gets into the backfield. And if all those things happen, yes, I think Bobby can make splash plays if the guys in front of him do their job.
So there's a dependency.
But I got some which is why I like bringing him back. I was opposed to Bobby Wagner at the stage of his career and the money he was making a couple of years ago, because for that amount of money, he was too dependent on the guys in front of him and not making splash plays. Bobby Wagner today at this salary, totally different situation. I don't need him for that money to be the ultimate playmaker. I need him to do everything based on what's going on around him. And the biggest thing he's going to have to do is make this team communicate better. Be that, he's really just got to be a WD-40.
Yep.
To me, it's WD-40, man. He's going to make everything around him work and function better.
Yep.
You want to give me a better baseball comp? I think what I would say is he's one of those, he's more of a basketball comp. He's what's the guy who played for the Huskies? Holiday?
Yeah.
Or Justin Holiday?
Or Poindexter.
Glue guy.
Yeah.
Just a glue guy. When he's in the game, everything functions better, and I think that's what Bobby's got to be at this stage.
Well, here's my level, lastly, and I know we got to run, but my last thing here, just intrigue-wise, I'm going to be intrigued of whether he can make Clint Hurt better, too.
That's a good question.
Clint Hurt's a young coordinator, man.
Yeah.
He's a second-year coordinator. We watched the step. We did. We watched the step Shane Waldron made year 1 to year 2, and it was significant.
Yeah, it's a good
significant.
Point. Good point.
I hope he makes him better, challenges him, and allows him and gives him freedom both ways in that relationship.
All right, Bobby Wagner, number 18 most intriguing Seahawk.